My wife of 13 years confessed about an affair about 3 months ago. She told me the day after our anniversary that they had sex often. I don't know what to do. The title pretty much explains it all. I am a SAHD of 3, including one with special needs. For the past couple years, it's been a slog. Therapist after therapist after therapist for my kiddo with cerebral palsy. 2 other kids in school. It's something we discuss many times. She works and is able to provide for us financially, and I would stay at home with them. 2 years ago, she joined a gym and began a relationship with John. John and my wife would frequently message on Facebook about random things, but things that my wife tried to hide and delete. She has lied about speaking to him, what they've spoken about, amongst other things. We are done having kids, so she used this time to get a breast aug and tummy tuck, like procedure. It felt like she was literally going to cheat on me, but she assured that this was just her way of getting out of her motherhood body. She spends an unworldly amount of time at the gym, before work, off days. Literally doesn't stop. She can easily spend 3 to 4 hours at the gym. Meanwhile, I am at home with the kids preparing lunch, breakfast, getting them to school, taking my child with cerebral palsy to his therapy appointments. Things start to get worse. I find that I am getting more frustrated with feeling like a single parent while she is just living her dream life at the gym and building a career. She feels that I'm treating her unfairly and takes her rings off last summer. She didn't tell me about it, but she is stating that we are separated, but no ground rules are laid out. She continues to live her life with her rings off without any sort of discussion. We were definitely in a slump. My skepticism of her and John's relationship continues, but we hit hills and valleys in our relationship. It feels that sometimes it improves, and some days it feels that it wasn't going to work. We had laid out some rules about this guy, and I asked her to delete him from her phone and block him. They can communicate at the gym since she's there so much, but nowhere else. Flash forward to June, I found a text message thread while I tried fixing her phone with a random number. It was messages upon messages of hers and John's relationship, mind you. This guy's married as well. My suspicions for over 2 years was true. I knew she was cheating on me. I fucking flipped. I was so upset. She said they didn't have any physical contact except for holding hands and hugging. She was extremely adamant that that was it. Things didn't feel like they would get better. But eventually, they kind of did over a couple months. That, or maybe I was missing who my wife was. I don't know, but it felt that an emotional affair was easier to forgive. I told her I forgave her and that we recommitted to making this work. It felt that we were more normal than ever, and she was being open and honest about my questions that I had. The day after our anniversary, she drops a bombshell. She actually was physical in her affair. They had sex an unknown amount of times in his car while she was at work. She says they wore a condom. I am so fucking mortified. I already grieved for her once, but now I put through another round of mental torment and physical PTSD. She lied again. She said she didn't have sex with him initially, but now she wanted to lay it out. She says the last time they had sex was in April. I don't know what to believe. She says she felt insanely lonely. I asked her why not just get a divorce, and she said that she never had that intention and that she cares so deeply for our family and kids. It feels so contradictory. She had sex with this guy while also having sex with me occasionally, and she didn't feel the need to tell me that I'm literally banging her after this guy was. Jesus Christ, typing, this makes me want to die. I am using an alt account, but I have details that would make this story more clearer, but I do not want to tie it into some personal information, as I think I would be pretty easily identified by my profession in personal posts. She states she is utterly remorseful and wants to work things out. I literally just got myself tested for STDs today. I would have never thought I would have to do this, but here I am. I am at a loss, guys. I am a mid-30s dad of 3, and it feels that my life is fucking over. My kids keep me grounded. Nearly 3 months later. Mild update. My wife of 13 years confessed about an affair about 3 months ago. She told me the day after our anniversary that they had sex often. I debated on whether or not I really wanted to write an update or not. Life has been really a whirlwind of emotions since that point. For all those people who gave me encouragement and advice, I really appreciate you more than you know. We sought counseling pretty much ASAP since all this shook out, which has been a somewhat positive experience, I think, for both of us. Overall, this update is really fucking boring, but maybe I need an outlet right now because I'm feeling it hard today. Generally speaking, things just are right now. Some days feel more hopeful than others, but we are decently committed to making this work for now, especially given our situation with our kids, specifically our son. Our therapy sessions tend to work on our communication and forward progress. It's hard not to gripe or look for some sort of validation of my frustrations with my wife about how things shook out or what I experienced. Although she is entitled to her feelings about how I approached their relationship in the beginning, which she swears was merely friendly in the beginning. Although the more I think about it, the more it feels like I'm being gaslight by my wife and maybe a little bit by our therapist. I generally do not have a problem with my wife having male friends, and even when we were having a hard time, I felt that I made my boundary extremely clear. Initially, when they were just friends, she would message him like regularly, going into topics that felt boundary crossing. In this, she says they were just friends. But now I don't think I'm comfortable with her having friends like that again. And I told her that. I am a little upset because reflecting on things now makes me feel like both my wife and our therapist made it seem I'm letting my anxiety get the best of me. We have moved toward an open device policy, really on her end. We have set new boundaries about relationships and maintaining these relationships. Although now that I read and type this out, I really feel like I'm giving more than what she ever had to, even though she's the one who decided to pursue a runaway relationship with another man. She states she didn't feel safe in our marriage and pursued this relationship. I'm so conflicted on how to feel about everything as I type this. I am learning to rebuild my trust in her. I need to feel safe again. I want to feel like this was her character flaw rather than a reaction to how she felt I treated her. She says she felt unsafe, frustrated, unloved. I am not saying those things aren't untrue because she is entitled to her own feelings, but it feels like an excuse. Things were rocky for a while, but she feels that we were not doing well before I had issues with her communication with this guy. That feels incorrect because since that moment I know I've been short with her, and with good reason. She literally lied about the amount of communication they had together. It feels like I'm being gaslit because she made it seem like friends have that regular amount of communication. Some days we end in fights, mainly about my tone or my reaction. It feels like a broken record. She constantly criticizes how I communicate with her or our kids. It feels like it never ends, and this is something she continually goes back to as a reason for her abandonment. But some days it feels like it ends more peacefully and calmly. I guess going back to why I decided to write today was really about feeling fucking worthless. I feel absolutely unfit and unworthy. I let my wife trample on me, and she makes me feel that it really was my fault for her actions. It feels that the therapist also wants me to understand these flaws and how they shape the events that happen. I don't know, but maybe the therapist is right. I am noticeably anxious about anything my wife does, and I feel that it won't change. I will always worry about who she's talking to. She says she's committed to our relationship, but it feels like such a shitty excuse. I told her that's what you said on our wedding day, and look at this fucking mess. I wish my update contained more substance. I wish part of me could say I left her cheating ass, got alimony, child support, got abs, and met someone new. I can't do that right now. I try to stay busy at work and at home. Edit. Just for clarity's sake, my wife did make it abundantly clear that she wants nothing to do with him in more ways than one. He's been finding ways to continue to see her attention. He even wrote an email to her, and she showed me immediately. Same day.